Welcome back, NGDL fans, to Week 7 of the NGDL. And I'm rocking a new logo there. Kind of like this one better. Thanks to Sharpedo43 for commissioning this. Kind of like this better than the old one, but yeah. But then, as I said, this is Week 7 of the NGDL. And yeah, so we have the opponent this week in Fat Jesus' Silverback Mamoswines, a division rival, and not to mention the champion of the first NGDL. Now, he started off the season kind of on a rough start, but he has two-game winning streak. He's 3-3, and like I said, we're division rivals. I've started off very well this season, 5-1, aside from a really rough match against, the Vancouver Canucks, and this is only my third divisional matchup of the season. Now, the Canucks have also kind of lost a couple, so they're sitting at 3-3. So if I can win this game, it will give me a foothold, or like fortification at the top of my division. But obviously, if he wins, then he is just a half game back from me. So we definitely want this win. It is an important divisional matchup. Like I said, I can make this is a pretty crucial matchup. So I decided to actually use my transaction this week. Originally, his team carried Clefable, but as you can see, well, you're going to see my transaction first here. I decided to transact away Gudra as the only returning member of the first Miami Dolphiones squad. It really, it's just not that useful with the rest of my draft, and I didn't really have a way to hit fairies hard, so I decided to pick up Dragalge, which I figure will be useful later in order to hit, bulky fairies pretty hard. Now, he's going to actually make a transaction later in the day, though, which, it was interesting. So he got rid of Clefable, so you're not going to see Dragalge in this match. You might see him in a later match. I still don't really regret the transaction because I really needed a way to deal with fairies. But yeah, so he's going to transact Clefable away, his $38 pick, for Jirachi, which was obviously a free agent. And this is a really interesting pick, and it's not really... I mean, I still kind of don't understand it at the time. My strength in my team right now is really with Fire, with Ninetales and Blaziken. So I'm not really unsure why he's breaking a Pokemon weak to Fire, but we're going to go ahead and see. And it's definitely going to, these two transactions are going to play interesting roles here going into the game. But anyway, there's the teams. So, yeah, this guy was being cheeky all week, so I really want this win. And, I'm going to bring Spirit Tome for the Jirachi. It's going to prevent him from being able to lock himself into Psychic moves if he goes for the, the Choice Scarf. I also am bringing Donphan. It's actually a Lumberry Donphan, and I do that specifically for Z-Conversion Circuitry, which I thought he might lead with. Instead, he's going to go ahead and lead with Gastrodon, and I'm like, well, I don't want to stay in here. I kind of like to prefer to keep my sturdy, and I decided to go out into my Araquanid, and he's going to go out into Lycanroc, so I'm thinking, what? Why would he switch Lycanroc in here against my Donphan? That makes no sense to me. And I'm like, okay, maybe he predicted Araquanid. I'm just going to go right back into my Donphan because I'm pretty sure Donphan can wall this thing. But no, he's going to go right back into his Gastrodon. So I'm like, okay, what is going on here? I'm just going to go ahead and back into Araquanid. I see no real reason not to. He's going to go for a Surf, which, yeah, that's fine with me. I'm just going to absorb that pretty nicely here with Araquanid. And I'm going to be able to set up Sticky Webs. Now, Sticky Web is kind of important for me because looking at his team, the two big threats I see, offensive threats I saw from the very beginning, and that's what I was worried about, is Weavile, which I don't have a whole lot to take hits from Weavile, and he also has Mega Beedrill, which we're going to come in now, and I know that Mega Beedrill is actually one of the two Pokemon he could have brought with Defog, the other being Noctowl, but, I'm unsure if he's going to use a slot on it. Either way, he doesn't want the Sticky Web, so he's going to actually bring Defog on this Mega Bee. I go back into Donphan, so we're just going back and forth from Araquanid and Donphan at this point. And he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and he ends up carrying Defog, which is an interesting choice. Obviously, Mega B is not very bulky, so it's rarely going to get an opportunity to Defog. And now that I know it has Defog, he's going to probably be able to get away with this a lot less, because I know Araquanid can live at least one hit. So either way, he's going to go back into Gastrodon. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to set up Stealth Rocks. I know he's not going to stay in because... yeah, he's not going to be able to do much to me, and he doesn't want to risk it. So he goes back into Gastro, and now he's going to switch out again in a Lycanroc, knowing that I'm probably going to go into Araquanid, so that's a pretty good play for him. And I go right back into my Donphan. He's actually going to set up his own Stealth Rocks, and now I'm starting to get ahead of myself. But yeah, he's going to go ahead and set up his own Stealth Rocks back on my Switch, which is fine because my Donphan has Rapid Spin, so I don't really want these Stealth Rocks up. I do have a few Pokemon weak to it. So does he. That I would obviously be really nice to get Stealth Rocks up on him. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and Rapid Spin as he goes back into Gastrodon. and that's fine. So here comes the Rapid Spin, and that's going to go away. So now I'm going to go right back into Araquanid, because I figure, why the heck not? Is he going to double switch as well? We'll find out now. And he just goes for a recover, which I was thinking, okay, that's fine with me. I already revealed that I had Giga Drain, so that's because I used it on the turn he switched into Beedrill, so he already knows that I have that. So he's just going to go out into his Beedrill again, as I go for a Sticky Web, and I'm like, you know what? If he really wants to defog again, it's going to cost him Mega B. I'm just going to go for a Liquidation here. It's going to definitely kill because, you know, Mega Beedrill's made out of paper. And indeed he does go for that defog to get rid of my Stealth Rocks and my Sticky Web. But at least I'm going to be able to take out the Mega B. So I forced him to sack a really potent offensive threat early. So here comes Xurkitree, and I'm like, you know what? Well, I have Lumberry Donphan. Just going to go into it. He makes a great play here on my switch, going for a Hidden Power Ice, which obviously it's a gutsy call there. It's a good play because it's going to be able to do more than half the Donphan. And here I was thinking about going out into Ninetales to absorb, you know, a Hidden Power Ice, and I decided to stay in. I was thinking this thing right now was a Choice Scarf, by the way, even though I know that Z-Com is an option. Anyway, he gets the Beast Boost. When I go into my Ninetales now, I do obviously have the, you know, advantage here, and I have actually a Specs Ninetales this time. So I know that I can KO it with Flamethrower. I'm just going to go for it. He goes into his Lycanroc and ends up doing, hitting it down to 25%, so that's nice damage. If I would have brought Fire Blast, I actually might have killed, but whatever. Yeah, I figured Specs Flamethrower is quite enough, but maybe not. So I'm going to go to my Spirit Tome because I don't want to take a Stone Edge. He ends up missing the Stone Edge, so that's pretty nice. And I decided just to go for the Pursuit here, thinking he wouldn't want to lose Lycanroc. Instead, he's going to sack it to set up Stealth Rocks, which is a nice play because he knows that I obviously already lost Donphan, so he knows that I can't get rid of them, so that's a really nice play for him going for those. Anyway, in comes Xurkitree, and here was a miscalculation. So I go into my Thundurus. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he doesn't have Z-Conv at this point. But he does, and that's not good. Because, yeah, he's going to connect with the, the Hypnosis, so that's one thing. I actually brought Modest Scarf with a weird EV spread. Actually, this EV spread I was kind of happy with. It does allow him to outspeed here at +1 due to the Z Hypnosis. I EV'd it this way so it could live a hit from Mega B or a Ice Shard from Weavile, but it means he can outspeed me at +1, so that's kind of not good because that means I don't even have a chance to wake up here. So down goes my Thundurus, just like that, and he has +1 speed and 1+1 special attack, and I knew going in here, and this is my probably my biggest regret of the match here. So I go into Mega Blaze again, and I'm like, okay, all right, I know that he might sub, but I didn't have the balls to not go for Protect, which maybe I should have because I would have broken the Protect, the Substitute, but in comes the Sub, and now I'm thinking, well, this is really, really bad. I might just lose here. Because I go for the Superpower, takes care of the Sub just fine, but he's going to be able to kill me, and now he's sitting at +1 speed, +2 special attack. I have no way to outspeed the thing. And, yeah, as Mega Blaze goes down, I'm like, well, I have to pray Spirit Tome can be clutch. So, come on, Spirit Tome, let's see what you got. I am carrying the Black Glass of Spirit Tome. He has really no dark resistance because Weavile is paper. I actually have 3 dark moves, if you can believe it. And I'm just going to go for a Sucker Punch. Again, it crits! So, Spirit Tome being pretty damn clutch here. And in comes Gastrodon. And then he's going to go ahead and pivot into Jirachi, which is fine. The main reason I brought Spirit Tome was Jirachi. But I actually ended up switching as well into Araquanid. Now, I know that the Zen Headbutt could be coming, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try to risk going for the Sticky Web, because I figure with the Sticky Web up, that'll mean I can outspeed Weavile with Ninetales, which, you know, it's pretty big. And, yeah, I just go for that. And, yeah, I end up going for the Zen Headbutt again. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe Scarf. So I'm just going to go into my Spirit Tome and Pursuit. But, no, he ends up not being Scarfed. I have no idea what actually item this Jirachi was carrying. He goes for an Iron Head, and I end up living through it, which is actually kind of funny, because, well, obviously Serene Grace and all that. And he's going to go for the Sub here, as I try to Sucker Punch. So that was a great play, and I'm going to like Sucker Punch again. I do have Infiltrator, so the sub really doesn't do a whole lot for him. He's going to try to T-Wave, and it just comes down to mind games now. I could Sucker Punch, and I could probably, or I could just kill him with Pursuit. But obviously if I have Pursuit and he attacks, I'm probably going to die. So yeah, just mind games going on right now. He's going to keep trying to go for this Substitute, and I'm starting to lose Sucker Punch PP. And looking back on this, I played this just way, I don't even know. I should have pursued sooner. But I end up, and this is weird, he ends up and the turn that I stopped Sucker Punching is when he attacked me. But then, despite the paralysis and the freaking Serene Grace hacks, I still hit through with freaking Pursuit, which kills him. And Spiritomb is just being completely clutch right now. I don't care what anyone says. Spiritomb is just clutching it out, and that's awesome. Too bad, even though I do have Sucker Punch and he has -1 speed, he can still kill me with Ice Shard. And here, well, I have to hope Ninetales can handle it. I do have Specs. Unfortunately, a Specs Solar Beam wouldn't kill Weavile, so I have to lock myself into Flamethrower. It ends up being that this guy's a Sash Weavile anyway, which makes it even more upset that I'd psyched down Fan off like that. So he is going to be able to survive there with the Sash. He goes for the knockoff, and unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough HP. It actually would have been really nice if I had, like, a little more HP after that. I did calculate it. It is theoretically possible for me to live that knockoff plus an Ice Shard, but it would obviously not be in my favor. And plus, I got all the other hacks in my favor in this match. He played a great game. He outplayed me in quite a few, crucial spots. 5-2 would have liked nice to been 6-1, but 5-2 is still a pretty nice spot. We're pretty happy to be here at this point in the season. Excellent game there to Fat Jesus for getting him back in the division race. We still have the lead in the division, so just gotta keep winning, really. We do play him once more, so hopefully we'll be able to get some revenge later in the season. And yeah, excellent game, and would have been nice to have this one, but you can't win them all. Anyway, today's question of the day is, if you could be immune to any type of hacks for the rest of your life, what would it be? So you can either say flinch hacks, or you can say para hacks, or you'll just never get crit. As for me, I probably would say flinch. And I know, obviously the immunity crits would probably be technically better, but I really hate being flinched by freaking Serene Grace crap. And then when you get flinched by like 10% flinch moves, it is the worst. So leave a comment about that, about which hacks in Pokemon that if you could just never have happen to you again, like you could even say max turn sleep, just something, whatever hacks annoys you most, basically. So leave a comment about that, and thanks for watching, my friends. Hopefully, the Dolphiones will be able to rebound to 6-2 and keep a hold of the division. Our next matchup is against. Okay, now I should have had this up sooner. No, we're gonna. Next matchup is against Use's team, who's also doing very well, sitting at 4-2 at the moment. So we'll see if they can win this week. And they are the PC Quilava Azel Grana. So we're going to have a matchup against them next week, and they're second in the red division. So obviously a very potent matchup. He got the first, in the first NGDL he got one. So hopefully we can rebound again against him this week. Anyway, or next week rather. See you guys again later. Thanks for watching. Bye.